Hey guys,
I'm back, and let me tell y'all, I bought me a whip, y'all, as a sophomore in college. You know what I'm saying? Let me go get my car keys. I bought me a whip. You know what I'm saying? I'm so excited, but I'm here to give y'all the tea. I'm still high off this, y'all. I'm here to give y'all the tea on how I bought my car, how I saved up for it in one semester. But first, I'm gonna give y'all the backstory. So let me tell y'all, like I said, I bought my car when I was a sophomore. I'll be going into my junior year this year. But my freshman year of college, y'all, it hit me, right? What I did was my freshman year, I had got my work study job. I was doing nails on campus. Plus, my parents were still giving me money. Plus, I got a scholarship. You know what I'm saying? I had a little bank. But guess what I did with it, y'all? I blew it. You know what I'm saying? And then it came like winter break, y'all. And I was thinking, I'm like, yo, I need a car, like bad. You know, I'm sitting at home. I'm tired of having to ask for transportation. And I'm just like, yo, I just realized I had a wake up call. I'm like, I had all this money and I blew it, but that could have been my car money. Like, what are you doing? Get it together. We can't do that again. So yeah, basically, y'all, I had like a wake up call, and it made me start thinking about, you know, doing better with my money, saving my money, and specifically for the purposes of buying my car. So I'm about to tell y'all what I did the beginning of my sophomore year to make it possible for me to buy my car by the end of the semester. Let's get into it. So number one, right, in order to save money, you have to have money. So what I have first on my list is to secure some income. This is the grind. This is get a job. This is, you know, whatever you want to do, your entrepreneurship. This is for me, it was work study. I got into it a little bit. I said I did work study. I had my nail business. Plus, I had gotten a scholarship, but my two main sources of income were from nails and were from work study. I also, y'all, my sophomore year of college, I also did undergraduate research, which for those of you who don't know, you get paid. Yes, that's a little tidbit. Do undergraduate research at your school, you get paid, and it's also great for graduate school. They love to see that on a resume, see that you have research experience out the gate. So yeah, I got paid for that as well. And yeah, those were my top sources of income. So I have another tip, y'all. This is just something that I kind of came up with on my own. This is something that helped me a lot, and so this mainly applies to if you have direct deposit. You could do this with cash too, but it's easier with direct deposit because we're talking about numbers. So what I would do is I would raise the amount that I would save in my bank account each time I got paid. So that basically means was every time I got paid, right, I would say, okay, this is the minimum balance that I want to keep my bank account at. And what that would do is keep me from spending too much because I didn't want my bank account balance to go below the balance that I set it at. So say my balance is 800 right now. The next time I get paid, these are just hypothetical numbers, but the next time I get paid, if my paycheck is $200, right, and I have $800 in there, I might say, okay, now I'm gonna make sure to keep my bank account at least $900. That leaves me with half of my paycheck to spend and half of my paycheck to save. Now, of course, you can change up these numbers however you want, but I know for me, there was something about seeing it get closer and closer to that number that I'm like, okay, I need to monitor myself, right, because I can't get below this balance. To me, that kind of sets off like an alarm, like, oh no, you know what I'm saying, it's in the red, you know what I'm saying, my bank account's in the red, we don't want that. So I raised that number every single time I got paid. You know what I'm saying, Paychecks was coming in bi-weekly just about, you know what I'm saying, and that means bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, that amount that I kept my bank account at was going up, and so I knew how much to spend, and I knew what I did not want my bank account balance to go underneath. So the third tip, y'all, this is something that I'm sure you guys have heard before, but I'm gonna give a couple alternatives to it, I guess. Just basically, this tip is to designate the storage of your money in some way. So that could mean to have one paycheck. If you have multiple sources of income, right, that could mean that you give one paycheck to one account, say your checkings account, but it could mean that you also give the other paycheck to your savings account, and you only choose to spend from one. Or if you have one bank account like me, you could also just do a percentage rule, right? Like some people probably have heard of the 80-20. Well, that means that you would save 80% of your income and then spend 20, right? So you're designating how much money you're saving and how much money you're spending. Another kind of tidbit that kind of goes along with that kind of falls into that umbrella to me, is just the mental note of saying if you can't buy something more than once, right? I forgot who told me this, y'all, but it really hit me because it made so much sense. Just look at it like this: if you can't buy something 3 times, then you can't afford it, right? Because even if I have $5, that can give me a McDonald's meal, but why would I go spend $5 after that meal? I'll be broke. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, of course, that's given that this isn't your last meal and you're not starving, you know what I'm saying. But y'all get the point. Tip number 4. Tip number 4 is to reduce your temptation to spend money. So this is going to be tailored to you, right? This looks like something different for everybody because we all have certain things that we are more tempted to spend money on. We all have certain things that we like. What this meant for me was to stay away from social outings. Of course, I didn't completely just say I'm not going to go anywhere, but I knew that I needed to limit the amount of times that I went out because I knew that if I did go out, I would feel more inclined to spend money on things like food, on things like entry fees, on just, anything that comes with going out. When you're out with people, you're more entitled to spend money. So I knew that I would need to limit that because I know that it's going to be harder for me to say no if I'm out and about with everybody else, with my peers. I also, y'all, let me tell y'all again, y'all know how I told y'all how I blew all that money my freshman year? I was like, I cannot even come close to doing that. So another thing that I stayed away from was clothing websites. I didn't even browse. You know what I'm saying? People say, we could just go window shopping, but why even tempt yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to be disciplined, I think that it's a really good idea to just say, I'm not even going to look at any clothing websites at all. I'm pretty sure I did, but it was very few. And if I started to, I was probably like, let me get up off here before I start to buy something because, you know what I'm saying? I can't be doing that. So, in sum, really make sure that y'all make an effort to limit things that make you feel inclined to spend money. Just don't even tempt yourself because then it'll make it way easier to say no. So I kind of grouped these tips together, right? Basically, these tips are 5 and 6. I grouped them together and I said be disciplined, and you kind of just have to want it bad enough. These are probably things that y'all have heard before, but it's so true. Just because of the simple fact that if you don't want something bad enough, you're just not going to do it. And there's always going to be a reason to not do something. You know what I'm saying? Anything. If there's a social outing, there's always going to be a reason for you to say, but I don't want to miss this, but I don't want to miss that. You know what I'm saying? I really want this pair of shoes. I really want these clothes. But you're going to have to want whatever you're saving for more. And essentially that's what did it for me. Like after that wake up call after my freshman year and I'm sitting at home like still having to ask people for rides, I was like, nah, I can't do it. I need to get it together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to save up and do this myself no matter what it takes. You know what I'm saying? And so you just have to want it bad enough. Essentially, even if that's not something specific right now, but you have to know if you're just saving for the future, you have to know that it's going to pay off. And you just have to know, I want this money saved up so that whenever I do need it for something, I'll have it. I'm setting myself up for better. And what goes along with that is you just have to be disciplined. So if you want something, you can't just be willy-nilly. You have to be disciplined because can't nobody make you do anything. And the money isn't just going to fall into your pocket the way you want it. And it's definitely not going to just save itself. So you just have to do it. You have to just do it. Like Nike said, just do it. Sponsor me, Nike. Just do it. Anyways, last tip that I have for y'all, tip number 6, is to set a reasonable and timed goal. So you probably heard this before too, but it's really important, y'all. I'm telling you, because there's something about visualizing and there's something about hearing and knowing that a deadline is approaching. Like if you say, I want to purchase my car by the end of the year, we all want to avoid feeling shameful or feeling like we didn't accomplish something. Just like, anytime you set deadlines on something, there's pressure involved in that. And not all pressure is bad pressure, of course, but that's why you want it to be a reasonable goal. So set a reasonable goal for yourself. Say, I want to purchase this car by the end of the year. And the closer and closer to the end of the year it gets, you're going to be like, it's getting closer, you know what I'm saying, I want to meet this goal, you know what I'm saying, it's going to push you because you set that deadline for yourself. And you don't want to miss that. So you're going to do whatever it takes to get there. Deadlines are so important. So make sure you set a reasonable time goal. Don't set an unrealistic goal. Really sit down and think about realistically, how long it might take you to build up the amount that you want, and then set a goal. So make it realistic, but also push yourself. You'll feel motivated by time the closer and closer that your deadline gets. Thank y'all. I hope that y'all learned something from this, gained anything. I hope that this works for y'all. I hope that y'all go out and secure the bags, you know what I'm saying, all of that good stuff. And yeah, that's all for this video, y'all. That's all I got for y'all, and thanks for watching.